Welcome to Grapplefuck FK, everyone. We are covering Mike Perry against Tim Means. So it's Platinum Mike Perry against the Dirty Bird. I think this is the third fight on the main card of Figueiredo against Perez, which is coming up on Saturday night. So let's get into the record and so on, the stats. Mike Perry 14-6. Tim Means, he's been around for a long time, 29-12. I think he's had, 14, 15 UFC fights, maybe more. Mike Perry's had quite a lot too. So Means is 4 inches taller than him, has got a 4-inch reach advantage, 4.5 leg reach advantage. Mike Perry, as we know, hits very hard. 85% of his wins have come by KO. Tim Means has got a better split. It should be noted that both guys have been KO'd quite a few times, I think. Tim Means definitely more so, but Mike Perry's been KO'd a few times too. Significant strikes. Mike Perry absorbs more than he lands. I think that's skewed by 3 or 4 fights where he lost via decision, where he basically got outlanded. And in other fights, he's essentially just KO'd people in the first or second round. Defense, almost the same. Grappling, Tim Means takes people down more often per 15 minutes. Takedown defense slightly higher for Mike Perry. Submissions, Tim Means goes for more submissions. So Tim Means, yeah, he probably has more BJJ knowledge. But this is a weird one because Mike Perry's coming off a win against Mickey Gall, which he didn't look particularly good in my opinion, even though he did win. First of all, Mickey Gall's not a great fighter. But Mike Perry, I thought, looked off in a number of areas, in my opinion.
Which areas?
I didn't really like the quality in his grappling. I thought his striking looked a bit off too. I wasn't expecting Mickey Gall to outland him in the first and the second round. I don't think he looked particularly good in that performance.
Can you attribute that to the lack of training camp, the lack of
definitely 100%? Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what
it has to be?
Do you know what he's been doing recently?
I saw some clips of him training with Yo Romero. I know he's gone back to a gym, but he's still talking the same bollocks as my girlfriend's going to be in my corner. Kendra Lust, the porn star, offered him money to be in his corner. Darren Till wants to be in his corner, has been playing a joke with him. So, this is the thing with Mike Perry is he's not he's not an intelligent man.
What do you mean?
As in, he's a bit thick. Let's be honest. He doesn't really know what he's doing.
Harsh. No, yeah, of course. He's a retard. No. He's a retard. Let's be honest. He's a lovable moron.
Yeah. He's a village idiot, basically.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The thing about the corner, I'm not worried about that. I think for Mike Perry's kind of style, where you just basically stand and bang, I don't think you need a corner man to give you a game plan. I'm more worried about the consistency of his training. Do you know that he's actually got a proper home where he's training with Yoel Romero, where he turns up every day and trains in a gym?
I'm not sure. I know he's at a gym. I can't remember which one now. He's definitely back in a gym because he was at the one Where's John Jones? Where does John Jones train again? Jackson Wink. Yeah, he was there and he left. Then he went somewhere else and he left. I think he's somewhere permanently now, but the problem with Mike Perry is, even if he is somewhere permanently, what is he getting up to? 1 minute he's attacking people in a cafe, next minute he's on Instagram with his girlfriend pissed somewhere. Just because you're, going to a gym apparently, or you're connected to a gym, it still doesn't mean you're putting in the effort you should be, which worries me about Mike Perry. I just don't think he's all there. This guy.
He's definitely not all there.
Yeah. Which worries me about him because he does have natural talent. He's a strong man. I think that got him through the Mickey Gall fight. Some of his takedowns, some of his clinch work against Mickey Gall looked terrible, but he pushed through due to his strength. And it's a shame because that there is talent there. There's something you can build on. He's still young, but just not sure what he's doing with his fighting career.
I
Tim
haven't.
Means on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, just on the grappling note, I haven't seen his fight with Mickey Gall
Yeah.
since it happened. My recollection is that he won decisively, but yeah, Mickey Gall is not a good fighter.
Yeah, he won decisively. So if we look at the stats here, he outlanded Mickey Gall 76 to 55 in the first round. I think Mickey Gall probably won it, and he took Mickey Gall down once. But Mickey Gall is Mickey Gall, and Platinum Mike Perry at this point in his career with this many fights should really be doing better than this. And I think he got through that due to his strength. He is naturally very strong, and also he's had a lot of experience in the UFC against very good competition. So I think he got through that through experience and strength. But he looked rusty, dude. He looked really rusty. And the thing is if he was fighting someone who wasn't over the curve, who basically wasn't Tim Means, was slightly better than Tim Means, I'd be really worried for him right now. But Tim Means although he's coming off a win, he's 36 and he's had 40 fights and he's been knocked out a few times. So it's kind of like this fight for me at the moment, when I look at it, when I assess it, it's a tough one to break down. Because you've got one guy who's naturally very strong, whose technique has been looking off the last few fights. However, he has had some good wins in the UFC. You've got one guy who's a veteran, who's won a lot of fights in the UFC, but also lost a lot of fights, coming off a win, but he's definitely past his prime. So it's very hard for me to break
I've got to kind of step in and defend Mike Perry a little bit here. It was only last year when he beat Alex Oliveira. That's a good win.
Yeah, he does have good wins. And you can find other good wins. Like he beat Paul Felder.
Yeah, I mean, he outstruck Vicente Luque, which was only
exactly. He outstruck
ago.
Vicente Luque. Yeah.
So
I'm not sure how Vicente Luque won that. Looking at that figure, split decision.
I think Luque probably hit him a bit harder. I think Perry was wearing the damage on his face a bit more, and there's Luque had cage control. But yeah, so let's look at Mike Perry's strengths. I mean, for the hardcore fans, it's obvious what his strengths are. He's got decent boxing. It's not the most technical, but it's decent boxing. He hits hard.
Yeah, very hard.
He can overwhelm people with his power. He doesn't get a whole load of knockouts these days, but he does overwhelm people. He's got decent kicks. I think recently he's learned kicks. I actually think his grappling's got better. My understanding is that he has been focusing on his grappling. You may not have seen that in the Mickey Gall fight because Mickey Gall is a black belt. And maybe Mike Perry didn't want to get involved with that. But bear in mind that Mike Perry did beat Ali Quinta in a grappling match.
But you got to remember a lot of these fights that you're talking about are when he was in a gym training consistently, which he isn't anymore. So we have to take that into consideration. But yeah, I agree with you. He has beaten good people, and he's gone the distance with good people. He went the distance with Ponzinibbio, who's an absolute beast quite early on in his career as well. He's beat Danny Roberts, who's a decent fighter, went the distance with Alan Juba, and that's not great. He's beat Jake Ellenberger. He's had some good wins, but this was a lot early in his career when he had kind of a fixed camp.
Yeah.
He wasn't messing around with his girlfriend in his corner and all this crap. Which is worrying me. Although I do think that his power and experience, I am leaning towards him, even though I've been complaining about him a lot because of his power.
Let's talk about Tim Means and how they're going to match up. So Tim Means I consider Tim Means to be a decent non-ranked veteran, a decent 50-50 fighter. He can beat a lot of guys on his day. He's got really nice boxing. Really nice technical boxing. He slips beautifully, slips and counters nicely, which is really nice to see. Surprisingly, for someone so tall, he's 6'2", has a reach of 75 inches.
Yeah,
he's got that range. He doesn't use it. He typically comes forward and likes to engage. which initially made me think, oh, that's going to play into Mike Perry's hands, because Mike Perry is a striker who likes to stand and bang. But if you watch Mike Perry's fights, he typically allows himself to be pressured, as in he'll let someone else take the lead, and Mike Perry will get on the back foot and circle around.
Yeah.
And then he'll pick his moments to explode with massive combinations. So I'm thinking that Tim Means will probably take the initiative in this fight, just because that's what he always does. And that one of two things will happen. Mike Perry will either explode and batter Tim Means into the next universe, or Tim Means will just get Mike Perry on the back foot and just land volume and win by decision. Now Tim Means lands a lot. He's got an excellent striking differential, a striking differential of a much more successful fighter. But one fundamental problem with Tim Means is that he doesn't like getting hit hard. He does very well in the striking department against strikers who don't hit hard. He looks fantastic. But against guys like Niko Price, against guys like Daniel Rodriguez, who hit hard, he crumbles. Suddenly the wind is taken out of his sails, and you can just see the morale sap from him. He slows down, he loses his rhythm, and his game just kind of falls apart. And of course, we know Mike Perry hits hard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
So there's a pattern there that I think benefits Mike Perry. So
although Mike Perry's technique is looking more and more rusty. Because I mean, he should have really knocked Mickey Gall out, Mike Perry, if he had a full camp, a proper camp. He should have knocked him out, in my opinion. He's got that kind of power.
He has.
Yeah.
He's got the power. He doesn't necessarily have the precision. I'm not sure how many clean shots he lands. I think it's a bit like a bulldozer. It's not precision punching right on the chin. He might get you on the side of the head, but you're blocking it. He might land on your gloves, which can hurt for sure. It can overwhelm you. But to knock people out, you need precision and power.
But he has knocked out 85% of his opponents.
True, not recently though.
Not recently, that's the thing, and that's the reason why I think he hasn't been knocking people out recently is because he's not, as you said, he's just not training properly. He's still got the power, but the technique is eroding, let's say. And I don't know, he just looks sloppy. He looks sloppy against Gore, in my opinion. But another thing we should mention, so you said Means likes to stand in front of people, and sometimes Mike Perry can get overwhelmed. Mike Perry also has been knocked out in the first round. So
that was a head kick by Jeff Neal, right?
Possibly, I think so. I think he's been knocked out a few times.
He's been knocked out twice, I think. I think once in the UFC.
All right, yeah. No, it says punches from Jeff Neal, so it may have been set up by a head kick and then finished with punches.
Yeah. So I think his chin, I think Perry's chin is mostly intact. I'm not too worried about that. And this is a crucial thing. Tim Means has nice boxing, but pillow hands. He doesn't hurt people with his fists. So I think Mike Perry can take a whole load of shots.
He's got a few KOs.
Really? Let's have a look.
KO. Mostly back in the day, it should be said. KO in 2018.
Those are quite some time ago.
Yeah, no, Mike Perry's definitely got the more power.
Yeah, so I think Tim Means can throw a lot. I think Mike Perry can take it all. And I can see Mike Perry just landing some big shots, not necessarily clean shots, but on the side of the head. And I think Tim Means will panic, cover up, and just kind of lose his momentum. I think Mike Perry can break him.
Yeah.
One thing I
I
should
think
say,
Mike Perry could probably win the decision as well.
I think in order for Mike Perry to win the decision, he's going to have to land some hard shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If he keeps landing hard shots and Tim Means is like kind of staggering around. The thing is, Mike Perry hasn't knocked anyone out since 2017.
Yeah. Tim Means tends to land quite a lot in some cases.
Yeah, this fight's confusing, dude.
Just one other thing, something that Tim Means does beautifully. He will slip a punch and then go for the takedown. He does that really, really well. So I can see Tim Means taking Mike Perry down.
Mike Perry's got good takedown defense, though.
Very
Very strong.
True.
Yeah.
I can see Tim Means.
But it can happen.
Oh, 76%. That is good.
Yeah, no, he's strong. He's naturally very strong, which is just a shame that he doesn't really focus. But whatever, shit happens. But
yeah, Tim Means
he could get taken down. He could get taken down.
Yeah, if Tim Means does get this to the ground, I don't think he'll keep Mike Perry there.
So his BJJ is not. His BJJ isn't great.
No. Like he'll take people down, but they tend to get back up very quickly.
He's got like a few subs on his record, but yeah. I mean, in terms of predictions, this is a really tough one for me. I'm not going to include this in any of the comes. I'm not too sure about it, to be honest. I think I need to see the odds to kind of figure out how I would bet on this. However, I am leaning slightly more towards Mike Perry in this. I'd say 55-45.
I think you're making too much of the lack of training camp. I think you're overly concerned about that because my understanding is that he is training. I mean, training with Yola Romero is.
Yeah, but that was like one or two segments on Instagram.
All right, let me Google this.
I think we should do
training. I can't see anything immediately. But apparently he's back in Orlando.
Okay.
That's what it says in Tapology. Whether that's up to date or not, I don't know. So basically, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he knows how to fight. I don't think it's as if his game is just going to suddenly fall apart.
No, I think it can do eventually, definitely, but probably not against Tim Means. I just don't think Tim Means is good enough to exploit Mike Perry. I think if it was a better fight, I would definitely be picking against Mike Perry at this stage in his career. He's just not consistent enough, man, with the training. He's coming off, 3 or 4 losses in his last 4 or 5. He hasn't KO'd anyone since 2017. He had some really good wins earlier on in his career, but this guy's kind of falling apart at the moment, and he's staying in people's heads because of social media and Instagram, and he's a bit of a fool, and he does stupid things, but I can see this guy like really falling apart if he loses once or twice.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if he stops getting fights, then he'll probably become a drug addict or kill someone. It's or start taking bath salts, and I don't know.
But I mean, given his experience and his, as you said, he does know how to fight, and he has natural power. I'm leaning slightly more towards him. But I'd be interested to see what the odds are on this.
Who do you think?
I'm assuming he's a favorite, Mike Perry.
What do you think the odds are?
I don't know, like minus 150, Mike Perry, minus something, minus 180.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking genius.
I'm a genius. So
You
what's Tim Means
fucking
then?
genius. What do you think?
Plus one something.
Can you be more specific?
130, 120 maybe.
Waleed, you're a fucking genius. Plus 120. You're a fucking genius, Waleed. How do you do it?
I did maths at uni.
Yeah.
Mainly maths. Which has got nothing to do with this. I don't even know why I brought that up. But I might. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're not putting this in any of the cum-cums. Are you going to put it in the risky one?
I am disappointed by your lack of faith in Mike Perry. Mike Perry is going in my risky cum-cum.
Risky, okay.
Yeah. I think there's decent value there. I just think stylistically, this favors Mike Perry, I think. Basically, for the fact that Tim Means does not like getting hit hard, and he crumbles.
Yeah.
That's the main reason that I'm putting Mike Perry in the risky cum-cum.
Are you hedging it with a bet on Tim Means?
No, I think so.
No, okay. All right.
I mean, it's not impossible that Tim Means can win by decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look at those odds.
Yeah, it's probably worth looking at.
Tim Means by...
Yeah, so Kendra Lust offered him $4,500 to be in his corner. Don't pretend you don't know who Kendra Lust is, Andrew.
Well, but I'm not addicted to porn, so...
I'm not either. Not anymore, anyway.
Yeah.
I haven't watched porn for at least 7 hours.
I'm assuming that's a porn star, Kendra Lust, with a name like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually does an MMA podcast.
Does she?
Yeah.
Sick. Multi-talented. Okay, so
Exactly.
So the odds for a Tim Means decision win plus 333.
Plus what, sorry?
Plus 333.
Oh, that's not bad.
I quite like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So I might put a small amount on that.
Yeah.
Just to get my money back if Mike Perry fucks it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll think about it. I might put him in the risky cum-cum. I
mean, I'm just like you're pretty harsh on Mike Perry today.
I think he's got a lot of talent, but I just don't like what I've seen over the last few fights with him.
Well, I mean, if we look at his previous fights, so before, okay,
it's normally you being harsh and me being nice.
Yeah, I know.
Today the roles have reversed.
What's going on? So, I mean, you made a point about Mickey Gall, but Jeff Neal, I mean, there's no shame losing to Jeff Neal.
Wow, first round, yeah.
I mean, outstriking Vicente Luque, that was only 3 fights ago, just over a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, maybe I am being a bit too harsh on him. Yeah, I don't know. I just, I'm just not happy with his consistency of training, and I think he'll probably get away with it with this fight, but it's going to bite him in the arse soon.
Yeah, probably. If you give him a ranked opponent, he's probably going to get beaten.
He's going to get fucked up. Yeah.
But we'll find out. We'll find out on Saturday. We'll find out probably what he's been doing in terms of training.
Yeah.
And we'll find out whether that's affected his game or not.
Yeah, we just don't know. He may have been training like a madman.
Who knows?
That's the problem, right? You just don't know. Like when people are out of, you just don't know. Like Instagram, I saw him rolling around with Yo Romero, but what does that mean? He could have just gone and visited him one day.
True.
Or he could be training with him every week. Don't know.
Yeah. But he has been practicing on old men in bars.
Yeah.
So
he has.
That's something.
Now he's got something in common with Conor McGregor.
Except Mike Perry, he knocked him out, right? He actually hit him.
Yeah. Mike Perry knocked him out, and Conor McGregor couldn't knock an old man out, even though he sucker punched him.
Yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing.
There's something to be said for the Mike Perry rage.
I think both completely wrong, but that old man did rush Mike Perry, whereas the Connor's one is absolutely disgusting. You know, he offered the guy a shot of his shit whiskey. He said no, and then Connor punched him. Mike Perry at least can say this old man came towards me or something, which in the US you can use as defense.
Stand your ground. Yeah, there's a law in Florida about
exactly.
that. Stand your ground.
Yeah, so with the Connor thing, that was I don't know what the fuck Connor was thinking, but yeah, Mike Perry knocked him out, I think, yeah, and then just stayed around for a bit until the police arrived.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Mike Perry, deep down.
he's a good guy deep down.
Just
a bit special.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, so what if he beats up his girlfriend? I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a completely bad guy, but yeah, no, he's not all there. Let's be honest. He's not.
I mean, his IQ is probably like 80, maybe 75.
You're being a bit too nice there.
75, maybe.
You're being very nice today. Lower. No, I'm joking. We're talking a Brick Tamland IQ, 50.
50.
No, but yeah, no, fighters at this level should not be hitting anyone unless it's complete self-defense. These guys could fucking kill people, man.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mike Perry especially. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Final predictions. I think Mike Perry will probably win 55%. I'm going with 55-45.
Okay. Round method.
I think
take your time, don't worry.
I'm gonna make it a bit sexy. I'll go with second round KO.
I was also thinking second round.
Copying me.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I'm going to also say second round KO or TKO.
TKO, yeah.
Just watch the Daniel Rodriguez fight if you haven't seen it already, and you'll see what I mean about Tim Means getting broken by a harder hitter.
Yeah. Well, when you're getting hit hard, it's quite, shit happens. When you're getting hit by good fighters.
But I'm not talking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking massive power shots. I'm just talking a decent stiff jab, the occasional cross. Yeah, he just kind of wilted. And if you watch that fight, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, he's had 40 fights, dude. It's just like you should probably pack it in soon.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, let's go with that. So, and you're thinking, what are you thinking? Second round as well, KO.
Second round KO/TKO.
Yeah, and Mike Perry, please stop hitting people if you're watching. Just don't hit anyone else.
I think he should continue. If he wants to hit people, well, that's up to him.
Now I'm being nice and you're being hot. No, yeah, I don't know.
I like Mike Perry. I think he's a good guy.
I don't. He's entertaining. Let's put it that way.
I wish him well.
He's entertaining. Yeah, I wish him well too. I hope UFC get him the help he needs, whatever that may be. He probably needs a lot of help.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, his girlfriend's fit. Darren Till thinks so as well. So if Darren Till says it must be right.
Yeah, she's very short though. Very, very short.
Really? How short are we talking?
Oh yeah, small child.
What, 5 foot?
Something like that.
She doesn't look that short. How tall is he? What is he? 5'10"?
He's 5'10", yeah.
Oh shit! Fuck, I'm taller than him. He's stacked though. He's pretty stacked.
Yeah, he's a naturally strong guy.
Yeah, he's stacked.
Yeah.
He's an athlete, fam. But yeah, okay, that's it. chatted a bit of shit at the end, but thanks for watching. We've both got Mike Perry in this. However, I think it's pretty close. Andrew thinks
Probably
Mike
65,
Perry. What are you thinking in terms of percentage for Mike Perry?
65%.
65.
Yeah. So just to
So
clarify,
you're 10% more confident than I am. Okay.
yes.
Not much.
So just to clarify, I'm going to put Mike Perry in the risky come,
Yeah.
but we'll probably hedge that with a Tim Means decision win at plus 333 because those odds are good.
Yeah. And also another thing that should be said is a lot of people will be betting on Mike Perry over the coming days.
Yeah, probably.
So the odds on Means will probably get better. So keep an eye on that line, guys. And that's it, really. We'll be back with some more fight picks very, very soon. In the meantime, just keep watching MMA and just practice, do some stuff, hit the bag, push-ups, whatever. And we'll see you soon.
Excellent advice, Wally. Excellent advice.
Yeah, just punch the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that now then.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.